if today was a day of practice, what's something you would want to practice based off of all the information that you've had? What's something that you'd want to fish? Like what's something you'd want to explore? And I looked at my map and I said, you know, that kind of looks like what I'd been fishing, but it looks pretty good. I had 20 pounds in like the first hour. And so that was, I look at my whole career and I look to a turning point day, and it was just the realization of eliminating water, and I've adopted a little bit of a strategy of practice every day. It doesn't matter if it's competition day, it doesn't matter if it's the final day of Redcrest. I'm going to fish some point of new water and learn how to just read the water day by day, because every day is different. Doesn't matter what you might have a preconceived notion off the days prior or your history on that body of water, but putting yourself in an uncomfortable situation, fishing a new area of a lake you might be familiar with, or just fishing a new spot in general, allows you to read the water day to day. Let's see what we got. And so you hear a lot of guys, man, sometimes my worst practices turn into my best tournament. And that's because they learn on the fly. They learn from their mistakes, and they begin to adjust to the changing conditions. Like what I'm fishing right now, we're fishing from the start of practice to the end of the event is 9 days. Look at what the weather's done here in the last 9 days. We've had ice and snow, we've had 70-degree days, and now we're back into brutally cold, and we're about to have more rain. So thinking you're going to find a pattern 9 days ago that's going to be the same 9 days ahead doesn't really happen, especially in the springtime. So being able to adjust on the fly, that's why the most dangerous guy in any tournament is the guy that finds fish during the tournament. All right, let's go to the next slide here. So when I'm breaking down a body of water, you've got a couple different things. You want to decide, is this a patternable body of water, or is this an area-dominated body of water? And as you'll see here, I've got Florida. It's an area place. You're fishing typically in large crowds. If you've ever seen Kissimmee, Toho, Okeechobee, what's something that stands out about Florida? Like give me like in topography. It's flat. Okay. Typically speaking, if you're on an incredibly flat body of water, I'm going to dedicate my time looking for that key area. And I'm talking a key 2 to 3 mile stretch of the lake. I'm not going to say that, I don't know exactly what makes that the best area of the lake, but whenever you're on a flatter body of water, I'm looking for more of an area than a pattern. And I want to find that area, draw me a grid, stay within that area, and grind it out. I look at a place like Lake of the Ozarks, fairly deep, 45-degree banks, a lot of rock, very, very patternable, okay? On those deeper bodies of water, the bass just can't live out in the middle. There's not tons of vegetation. They've got to slide up on those hard banks to feed. Wind dictates a lot of different things. Current, waves, boat wakes become very, very patternable. And if you look at probably the king of power fishing, buzz baits, whopper ploppers, spinner baits, jerk baits, you're going to look at Lake of the Ozarks. So lakes with more 45-degree angle banks, steeper topographical lines, probably saying that wrong, that's where I'm going to lean in and speed up and cover water. Go to the next one here. All right, so a lot of people, whenever they're like, man, it's a tough day. And now there's no 100% right answer to this, but the first thing everybody tries to focus on when they're not catching what they want to catch is finesse. And don't get me wrong, I cash a lot of checks, probably half of what I do on a finesse fishing setup of some sort, drop shot, spinning rod. What I think gets overlooked is efficiency, okay? A couple things I've taken from guys like KVD, Wheeler, they're some of the best I've ever seen at power fishing, breaking down a lake, and being efficient. Like if you talk to Jacob Wheeler right now, he's going to say the word efficient like 100 times. Well, that's just not efficient enough for me. It catches fish, but it's not efficient enough for me. And so being efficient has become the #1 thing to me as an angler, okay? Now you might be able to take a wacky rig Senko, and I've caught tons of fish on a wacky rig Senko, and you get a bite every 100 casts. It's not bad, okay? How long does it take you to make those 100 casts? Spending a minute a cast, 45 seconds a cast. Well, what if you can get a bite every 300 casts on a square bill crankbait, fishing high percentage stuff. Well, you think it's not as good, but you take 15 seconds every cast.